Pete Wicks took a swipe at his ex Maura Higgins after she kissed Danny Jones at the BRIT Awards afterparty. The former TOWIE star, 37, and the Love Island star, 34, recently agreed to part ways after a series of rows. On Saturday, Maura was seen sharing a drunken kiss with McFly's Danny, who has been married to his wife Georgia for over a decade, as they attended Universal Music's BRIT Awards afterparty. Seemingly making a dig at his ex on his Staying Relevant podcast, Pete savagely said his would banish Love Island from the world when asked by a fan. His co-star Sam Thompson laughed and replied, "That's so aggressive." Pete continued, "It takes over everything, that's all anyone talks about for F-King 3 months of the year." He added, "It's very difficult to have small talk with people when that's their reference because I don't know anything about it." Sam said, "Let's be honest, I can't imagine you hanging out with people who say, 'When's the nearest episode of Love Island?'" Pete responded, "No, but even when I walk through the office. Just know." Maura starred on the 5th series of the ITV program back in 2019, while Sam's ex, Zara McDermott, also featured on the show in 2018. On Sunday, Pete reflected on his boozy night at the BRIT Awards and revealed he was hungover when he launched his new Kiss FM radio show, The Sunday Roast, with Olivia Attwood. Pete spoke about the show when he joined Olivia, 33, on Monday's episode of This Morning, revealing they were both worse for wear when they hosted the radio show just hours later. Host Kat Deely quipped, "You made it through," as Pete confessed, "We made it through. I think that's the biggest surprise to the bosses and us, that we've made it through." "It was touch and go," Olivia added. Kat described how the pair were very much full of beans at the start, but eventually the hangover started to kick in, just a little bit. Fitness coach agreed and said, "We hit the wall about an hour in," before revealing there was a point where Liv laid on the floor. Olivia added, "I would say 4 p.m. was a low point for me, on a personal level. My monitor was logged out for 10 minutes and I hadn't noticed." A producer came around and she was like, "You haven't got your script up." "I was just winging it," she said. "We went to the Brits to try and get gossip to obviously then tell the listeners on the show, but then we couldn't really remember much of what happened, so that kind of negated that mission." Pete did not mention the video that has emerged of his ex Maura and Danny sharing a kiss at the afterparty. The former Love Islander and the McFly star, 38, both attended Universal Music's star-studded bash at 180 Strand. Footage shared with the Sun newspaper shows the pair getting cozy at the London venue, where they had also shared a table earlier in the night with their fellow IMA celeb co-star Oti Mabuse. Danny has been married to wife Georgia since 2014 and the pair share 6-year-old son Cooper. The video reportedly taken just before 3 a.m. shows them stood close to each other in the venue's foyer and leaning in to chat before he appears to peck her quickly. They were then seen leaving the venue as part of a larger group including Danny's bandmate Tom Fletcher. Maura then headed home alone in a taxi. An onlooker told the publication of the interaction, "Danny and Maura seemed to be having a great time. They looked like they had a brief drunken kiss. Danny and Maura seemed to have a close friendship after meeting in the jungle." They were talking and laughing for ages. The pair sat at different tables for the actual ceremony, which was held earlier in the night at the O2 Arena. But at the afterparty they did share a table, and exclusive Mail Online footage showed them sitting close together, with Maura even resting her head on Danny's shoulder at one point. A source added of the night, "Danny appeared to be giving Maura advice, and at one point he put his arm around her shoulder."